Hello Year 3 and welcome to this week's Midweek Maths Challenge. Our focus this week is time, but before I start you off on your activity, let's just recap what we should already know about time. So there are two different ways to tell the time. We have analogue and we have digital using a 12 or 24-hour clock. So for our analogue to start off with, we know that 1 hour is made up of 60 minutes. So 60 minutes is the same as 1 hour. The minutes are counted starting from the digit 12, moving clockwise. So we go from 12, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Each digit on the face of the clock represents minutes as a multiple of 5. The smaller individual lines represent 1 minute. So if you counted those small lines, you would find that there were 60 to show the 60 minutes of an hour. So in analogue time, we say that the first 30 minutes are past the hour. So anything from 12 round to 6 would be past the hour. And again, we count in those 5 minutes for each of those digits. So this clock shows the minute hand at 4. So we can think we've got 4 lots of 5 minutes, which is the same as 20 minutes. We could count 5, 10, 15, 20. So we say that it is 20 minutes past the hour. That could be 20 minutes past 4, 20 minutes past 10, 20 minutes past 7. If the minute hand is at 4, we are looking at 20 minutes past. So the next 30 minutes, so from 6 round to 12, those minutes are to the hour, to the next hour. So this time we kind of count anti-clockwise. We go the opposite direction. So I'd start at 12 and I can go to 11 and to 10. So I can count 5, 10. I know I've got 2 lots of 5 minutes. If my minute hand is pointing to 10, then I've got 10 minutes until the next hour. We can also think if we've got 60 minutes as a whole and I've got 50 minutes at 10, so 50 add 10 would be 60. So we can think about a number bond there as well. So our other type of telling the time is using a 12-hour or a 24-hour. Very often they look digital these days. So on our 12-hour clock, we can see we've got midnight, midday, and midnight again. So midnight is 12 o'clock at night, and midday is 12 o'clock during the day. And we split our day on a 12-hour clock into AM and PM. So on a 12-hour digital clock, we would write 7 o'clock in the morning as 7 AM. 3:30 in the afternoon would be written as 3:30 PM. 8 o'clock in the evening would be written as 8 PM. And if I was reading a 12-hour clock or digital time and it said 8:24 AM, that would mean it was 24 minutes past 8 in the morning. 24-hour clocks are very similar to the 12-hour clocks. There's just one slight difference. So we still have midnight, midday. We still have midday being 12 o'clock during the day, but our midnight is all zeros. It's the start of new day. You can see below in the green, we have our 12-hour clock, and above that is the 24-hour clock. So on a 24-hour digital clock, we would write 7 o'clock in the morning as 0700 hours. 3:30 in the afternoon would be written as 15:30. 8 o'clock in the evening would be written as 20.00, and 0824 would mean 24 minutes past 8 in the morning. Now, rather than the clock restarting at 12 as it does on a 12-hour clock, we continue on a 24-hour clock. So we end up all the way at 24, which is the 00 at midnight, because we know that there are 24 hours in a day. So 3 o'clock in the afternoon would be 1500 hours. 6 o'clock in the evening would be 1800, and so on. And a good way to remember that is whatever the time is, so 3 o'clock, if you added 12 onto that, you would have 15 for your hours, because we've already done 12 hours of the day, and then we're 3 hours into the next 12 hours. So your activity this week is take a day and write yourself a little timetable of your day. So you can have your activities written down. Then what I'd like you to do is write the time 3 different ways. We've got analog time, 12-hour clock, and on a 24-hour clock, as you can see there. So for example, on this particular day, I woke up at 6:05. That's my analog time. For 12-hour clock, that would read as 6:05 a.m. and 24-hour clock would be 06:05. If we look a little bit further down, we have play in the garden at 10:30. That's my analog time. My 12-hour clock would be 10:30 a.m. My 24-hour clock would be 10:30. And we skip right to the bottom. I have snack time. My analog time is 10 to 3. My 12-hour clock would be 2:50 p.m. and my 24-hour clock would be 14:50. So it doesn't matter which day of the week you want to choose. If you want to do more than one day, that's absolutely fine. But you need to try and record using the analog, the 12-hour and the 24-hour clocks as well. Remember, you can either share what you're doing on Twitter or send it in to your class teacher on the emails as well. Have a go.